If you're around my age, you probably remember Yu-Gi-Oh! While I never watched the show or collected the cards back then, I still find it easily recognizable by its insane character designs and over-dramatization of a card game aimed towards kids.
The unstoppable Exodia!
Ah! Impossible!
I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle. Exodia! Obliterate!
Despite being a bit silly, the cards all have lore to back themselves up, and there's a surprisingly deep system of deck building along with some pretty interesting mechanics to the game itself. Because of this lore and complexity, I think the show works overall, but could you imagine if they tried to do a show like Yu-Gi-Oh! With a more simple card game?
Behold your demise! You lose a turn with this skip card! This is bad.
Uno!
Yeah, that'd be kinda bizarre. Good thing that doesn't actually exist, right? Well, if it didn't exist, then the video would end right here, and, well, you can pretty clearly see that there's more of the video to go by, so, Brandman, quit playing around and give us what we came here for. Uno Deluxe for the Sega Saturn. Relish in that enigma of a box art. Yes, that's right, you're seeing generic anime girls standing next to not one, but 2 Uno logos. Looking down in the bottom right, you'll see it was developed by MediaQuest, who, aside from this, was mainly a game publisher. Looks like they did have some coders on hand, though, who managed to throw this beauty together, so let's take a look at it. For those of you who don't know what Uno is, or if you need a refresher, Uno is a very popular and well-selling card game. It uses its own set of cards with 4 different colors, and a number 0 to 9 on each. Every player takes turns placing just 1 card from their hand onto the middle stack. The card they place must have either the same color or number as the one currently on top. The first person to have no cards left in their hand is the winner. It's spiced up a bit by skip cards, reverse cards, wild cards, as well as the dreaded draw 2 and draw 4 cards that make the next player draw cards, thereby putting them at a disadvantage. It's a pretty simple game that's been around for a long time, so by this point you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who hasn't at least heard of it, here in America at least. Now that we're familiar with the game of Uno, what exactly is Uno Deluxe? Well, simply put, it's just virtual Uno, except with a visual novel story mode. We start out as this chipper young anime protagonist who wants to become the very best like no one ever was at Uno. In order to start this journey though, we need to join the Uno club at school, but to do that, we have to beat all the current members of the club according to our club president here. She says school just let out, so they should all still be on the school grounds, so with that we're set free to explore the school to take each one of them down. This is a visual novel though, so by explore the school I basically mean that you pick a location from a menu to trigger dialogue with whatever character is stationed there. Anyway, I just popped into this first area and this smug gal thinks that I can't beat her at Uno. Time to prove her wrong.
Hi, finish!
Yeah, she was right. I don't know how, but I'm trying again and again. Every time, she pretty much annihilates me. The deck is shuffled between games, so both her and I are getting different cards. These aren't scripted. But somehow, she's just getting so much more lucky and getting all the wild cards. I sadly wasn't capturing when this happened, so you'll have to take my word for it, but once she made me draw a total of 8 cards after taking 2 turns in a row. She's utterly ruthless and has all the perfect cards nearly every time. I must have some seriously bad luck. Oh wait, hold up. I just said the L word. That's right. L-U-C-K, luck. Unfortunately, the card game Uno is in and of itself a luck-based game. There are strategies for playing and some more unique moves you can pull off in a one-on-one game, but largely the winner just comes down to luck. There is no way to tell what cards they have in their hand, which granted is an important part of the game's strategy, but it also just leaves you thinking, I hope this isn't the card they need me to place, with every card you put down. Every player just kinda throws down the cards they can play one by one until fate decides a winner. I'm not trying to bash on this game, Uno Deluxe, I'm trying to bash on the actual card game Uno. The video game itself is actually pretty cool. There's several modes, including a free play mode for quick matches, multiplayer, partner team-up mode, all alongside the silly yet well put together adventure mode. There's also a bunch of options for customizing the game, like different rule sets, winning conditions, as well as a surprisingly large cast of characters with their own voice lines and animations. But while the game itself has a surprisingly nice amount of polish and features, the core idea of Uno itself that this game is based on is just unbearable to me, as I hate games that revolve around luck. Okay, alright, sorry, enough whining. I got a little tilted there, I'm sorry about that. As I did say before, this game does have some strategies behind it, so maybe I just need to get good. The montage worked! Finally, I beat her after like 5,000 attempts. Now that we've shown this loser who the real Uno legend is, let's continue this stomp through the school Uno club. Now to face this nerd.
Sora, finish! 頭脳の勝利だ。
Alright, yeah, this game is all luck. Honestly, I really want to like this game since there's some serious production value in here, but unfortunately I just can't bring myself to like the game at all, because of the card game Uno itself, which the developers obviously couldn't change. I mean, the fact that it's luck-based was out of their control. If they had changed the Uno card game, it wouldn't be Uno Deluxe anymore. With that said though, I have played Uno with physical cards and real people before, and I remember having a decent amount of fun. Maybe I can give the multiplayer a try. It's pretty obvious multiplayer was the main attraction here. The quick play standard mode for multiplayer is the first option on the main menu. My sister and I hopped in and picked our characters. I went with this scary looking guy because it just makes me laugh to think someone as intimidating as him would get so into such a casual game. Now that I have my cards, time to think about what I should play. Hey, wait a second, they're on the TV, aren't they? Yeah, this is kind of just a limitation of the medium, but since Sega Saturn plays on one TV that everyone looks at, good multiplayer with a game like this just isn't really possible. Like, what are we supposed to do? All just, like, shield our eyes from half of the screen? Each human player's cards are permanently shown on the screen, so I don't know what to do. It pains me to say it, but Uno just really isn't possible as a video game. I applaud MediaQuest for trying, but it just isn't going to work. With that in mind, I sadly can't recommend this game. If you're a massive legend... Gosh dang it. Massive legend here! If you're a massive fan of Uno, and you wouldn't mind playing against a computer, then yeah, I think that the customizable rule sets and different, variations on the game could be really fun for you. But for most people, it's just not something that can really work in a video game form. Again though, I really do applaud the developers for putting what appears to be a lot of love and care into this game. In fact, I think if they had picked maybe a different card game to base this game around, then it could have been a real gem for the Saturn. Well, thanks for watching everyone. This has been Uno Deluxe, and actually this is a little heavy. I feel like there might be something else in here. It's kinda heavy, so I just thought, oh, well there's a disc, it was hiding in the manual. Okay, that was a weird place to put it. I got this game used, but I can't imagine where else they'd put a second CD since there's only room for one in this case. Well, let's just pop it into the computer. Okay, this is where things get weird. I wasn't sure what would be on this mysterious CD, so I was pretty excited. Looks like there are just 4 tracks, so let's have a listen.
お電話ありがとうございます。今、留守にしていますので、メッセージを残してね。はい、ひろこです。ただいま電話に出ることができません。あなたの電話は嬉しいけど、携帯電話やポケットビルのエチケットは2人で一緒に守っていこうね。
What?
おはよう、朝ですよ。起きてください。楽しい夢でも見てるのかな？でもそろそろ起きないと遅刻しますよ。
おかえりなさい。なんだか疲れた顔してますね。でも頑張ってる人ってかっこいいと思います。私、いつでも応援してますから。
Ah, okay. Looks like this little slip explains it. I didn't notice this before. Apparently, this CD contains a little intro message thanking me for buying it. Then after that, they had all the voice actresses say a little answering machine message, wake up message, and welcome home message. Okay, but why? This is just so bizarre to me. Who would actually genuinely use these? I don't get it. It's cracking me up thinking of someone being so obsessed with this one specific Sega Saturn Uno game that they actually use one of these clips for their answering machine. Like, if I were to call them and get that answering machine message, I'd just be confused, wondering if I called the wrong number. I'm trying to call my boy, who's this lady? The alarm clock messages I kind of get, I guess, but the welcome back messages? I feel like it'd be nightmarishly depressing having some automatic MP3 file of girls you've never met welcoming you home. That's just weird, man. Not to mention embarrassing if you ever have company over. Maybe me being American has something to do with this. I mean, maybe in Japan it's more acceptable or mainstream to have a bonus disc like this. That, or maybe it's a relic from the 90s that we just think is strange by today's standards. Either way, I got a pretty big laugh out of this bonus CD, and in the end, I'm pretty happy I found this game. The game itself may not be all that great, but when looking at the whole package, it's pretty hilariously bizarre, and I love it for that.